Hello, hail stalkers. I have the mic on today. All right. Daily 12 p.m. hail forecast here on this Tuesday afternoon. Got a bunch to talk about, so we're going to jump right into it in just a second here after I do my usual daily reminder of getting those notifications set up on that app. If you haven't already, chances are you probably have. We have pretty regular viewers here. Notification options, notification settings. Select one of the three options for which you'd like to be notified, get your notifications, whether it's push, email, or on your desktop computer, and the regions you want to be notified for. Got a city, state, or whole country. With that, jumping straight into the forecast for today, pretty wide area, actually two separate areas, chance of hail today. We can just move out of the way here, get to the other side. Storms breaking out of fire a little after 4 o'clock this afternoon. The most potent storms, I think, are going to be in central Kansas. I think we're going to have quite a few storms forming along a dry line about after 4 o'clock. Probably going to see some big-time storms form. There's moderate risk out from the Storm Prediction Center specifically for hail. And for us, we also have big-time, we're saying big hail upwards of, if I step just quite out of the way, and it's kind of hard to read with all the questions coming in, probably going to be upwards of 3.5-inch hail. Could get a couple softball reports out of this. Really, really big hail possible. Highest chances, Salina, Kansas, areas around there, Great Bend, etc. I have about 35% chance of seeing big-time hail today. Wichita, only about a 2% chance. I think everything's going to be a little too far to the north. Omaha and Lincoln, I have right now 15%. Storms there are going to fire along with everything off the dry line. I think some stuff in the Triple Point near the warm front. This is where Omaha is going to be. Storms going to fire there as well. A little bit lower, a 15% chance, mainly because it looks like there's going to be quite a bit of messiness with these storms. So I think they're going to be nice, discrete supercells in this area, get upwards into Nebraska. Might be a little bit more messy, so it's going to be harder to get the really big hail, or the higher confidence in the big hail. 5% for Grand Island, 5% for Des Moines. These storms are going to be later on this evening after about 5, 6, 7 o'clock and into the overnight hours as we push towards Wisconsin. Outside chance of storm makes as far north as Minneapolis, but I'm thinking probably going to be a just to your south. Kansas City, I think you're not going to be at play. And then farther south here, a storm or two may form in Oklahoma and western Oklahoma, but I think we're going to have a hard time breaking through that cap and getting really big hail there. And finally, I was kind of standing in the way of it, Colorado has that first shot at some hail today. A little surprise. This could be a little sneaky system here. The north of the Denver area, so areas around like Fort Collins and Greeley, that's where I've got 2%. I think a storm or two will happen. $250 size hail is more likely with that. Just might be just enough to get some people in Colorado a little excited if something does form today. So this is overall, this is our map, all the percentages we have. Probably going to be a pretty busy evening. Again, once we get things going after about 4 o'clock, I think there'll be quite a bit of activity well into the overnight hours. And especially here in central Kansas, where I think there'll be some tornadoes and some very, very large hails likely, especially around like Great Bend and the Salina area in central Kansas. Seeing a bunch of comments coming in. I'm going to just kind of All right. Let me just go thumb through here real fast. I saw a handful of comments. Man, a bunch of those comments must be on YouTube. That's crazy. All right, somebody asking for the time for OKC. Well, with that, I got tomorrow being brought up. So there's a lot of questions going into tomorrow. Obviously, my forecast has gotten much larger, pretty much going from Mexico all the way up into possibly even as far eastward as towards the Detroit area. This is going to be much more marginal. But it looks like we could see some pretty big storms tomorrow. Biggest questions are going to be is whether or not how the cap holds up. The models were really, really aggressive a few days ago, and then of course within the past 12 to 15 hours, I think things kind of started to fall apart a little bit. Not like the system's going to be terrible or anything. It's more just this isn't as incredible looking as it did over the weekend. And people are asking, hit cars, not cows. Well, tomorrow has a better chance. I think Kansas City, you're at risk. The Chicago area, this might be a little bit of a sleeper area. The Chicago area into towards Davenport, basically northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, into eastern parts of Iowa. I think this could actually have some pretty good storms in that area for large hail. The biggest hail is going to be along this dry line, and it depends on if storms can fire down to the south. Some models are showing storms firing in southwest Oklahoma, moving through Oklahoma City tomorrow, and others not so much. So it's we're kind of just going, it's possible. This is a preliminary forecast, and tomorrow, hopefully the models will kind of come together a little bit more. For being 24 hours out, and it's still all over the place, especially in Oklahoma, it's a little bit of a, this looks like it's hitting crops. It looks like this is going to be a little bit harder to really pinpoint where we think storms are going to be. But again, Wichita, Oklahoma City, I think Wichita has a better chance tomorrow than Oklahoma City as I see it right now. And then Dallas area, I think storms aren't going to be till Thursday, or at least very, very late on Wednesday. I think some storms are also going to form overnight on Wednesday as well, which makes things even more complicated going into the next couple of days. Again, see people asking. So when somebody asks about the time for Oklahoma City, sometime tomorrow afternoon after about 4 o'clock, through any time through about Thursday. So it's going to be really kind of hard to pinpoint exactly where that's going to happen. And then we push forward to Thursday, the area concern is even larger than what we had for tomorrow. Anywhere from down by San Antonio up through the Dallas area, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, into Indiana, Illinois, Detroit area, northern Ohio, even into New York. I think there will be some storms on Thursday. The biggest question, of course, is going to be what's going to happen Wednesday night. I'll show you guys the models in just a second. One of the models is showing on Wednesday night a big squall line moving through the Dallas and Oklahoma areas, and that would kind of kill your chances on Thursday, but that's the only model that's showing that, so you can't really put that much weight into it. And then further north areas in the Great Lakes region, again, I think this could be the sleeper area. Maybe not so much for tornadoes, but more for some larger hail, so that's what we're thinking. Heard hail hit New York today? Hail hit New York today. Maybe really small hail. I don't think any big hail yet. New York has a chance for bigger hail on Thursday. But you guys are asking questions up the wazoo today, guys. Lincoln, Nebraska time, anytime after 4, 5 o'clock today through this evening. Lincoln, Omaha, both after 4 p.m. through about 9, 10 o'clock. So this evening hours. Kansas City can be tomorrow or on Thursday. Any other questions we got coming in here in my comments? We need large hail in Dallas-Fort Worth. Yeah, so we'll see what happens again tomorrow. How things pan out. Tulsa Thursday is probably your best bet. Tomorrow, I know some local guys in Tulsa have been like kind of hyping up tomorrow, but I really think most of the big activity on Wednesday is going to be west of the Tulsa area. What are the largest towns / cities likely to see big 2-inch plus hail today? I don't have percentages for Oklahoma City. I don't do percentages till the day of, just because things change quite a bit. Largest towns and cities likely to see big hail today. Let me just I'll scroll it back and I'll just show you guys. For today, I probably would say like Salina, Kansas, and Great Bend, Kansas. I know they're much smaller towns, but those are areas where I have the highest confidence that there's going to be bigger than 2-inch hail. Omaha and Lincoln, I'm at 15%. I'm not the highest confidence. Those are probably the biggest population centers at risk today, but I don't think they have the highest chance compared to places in central Kansas. Virginia, nothing in Virginia probably till maybe Friday. Let's see, what else? St. Louis, somebody asked about St. Louis, probably Thursday. Better. How many meteorologists does it take to screw in a light bulb? Oh, somebody's asking some weird questions. How are dew points shaping up in Kansas so far today? Well, I can go ahead and bring that up. So I need to actually bring that up to answer that question. So let me go screen display. All right. I'm going to switch over to dew points here. And right now, dew points, so in places like Great Bend and Salina, we're probably at 64 degree dew points. They're lower 60s. This is a little bit lower than what you want to have for like a big time like tornado outbreak. If we were at like 67, 68, one to screw in the light bulb and one to jinx the forecast. Yeah. So this will get the job done. Low 60s, probably get up to the mid 60s by the time storms actually fire. You see there's much deeper moisture in Oklahoma here. You see in the mid 60s, that's working its way north. So it'll probably be around 65 degrees dew point, which is enough to get big time hail. Maybe not quite enough for a big tornado outbreak or anything, but it should get the job done. Okay, so with that, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to switch some models, or did my camera die? Dang it. All right, hang on, guys. Give me 1 second here. I got to switch out my battery. All right. Just a second. I know you guys, you can hear the audio. It's a black screen. Don't worry about it. It will. Oh, dang. Uh-oh. Where'd that go? Okay. Oh, that sucks. Melissa, can you come hold the camera for me? Like, just hold it in place. The clip part broke off. So just hold it like right here until I finish the video. Yep. Oh, no. Yeah, that broke. Yeah, that works. Okay, so guys, unfortunately, since my audio was on that whole time, my camera, that the camera stands on tripod, the little holder thing that keeps the camera on there just snapped off. So we have Melissa holding onto the camera. I'm going to kind of rush through this now so we can get to the end here and I can work on fixing this before we have to do any live coverage later. So basically, here is the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh model, just to give you an idea of what to see today. We see all these storms that are going to fire. I think it might not make it this far down to Oklahoma. I don't think it'll make it quite to I-40. But you can see how the ones, especially in Oklahoma, just die out really quick. So I think there'll only be a short period of large hail. The bigger storms are going to be up in here. And you can see how this is where Omaha is at. A lot messier, so that really kind of keeps my hail chances lower. Big time, this storm will probably be pretty massive. And then after that, some other storms might form overnight that can cause some troubles as well. We'll kind of rush through this a little bit here. I'm not going to really look into tomorrow on the models again because the camera's having some issues. So I'm going to wrap this up. Any other further questions you guys may have, you feel free to ask them in the comment section below. You guys have been pretty talkative today. So if I didn't get a chance to answer your question, I'm sorry. I tried to get to them as quickly as I could. Again, this is just another look at tomorrow. We'll have more details on that, of course, at noon tomorrow, and then again on Thursday. And make sure you like us and follow us on Facebook, especially so you don't miss any of our videos that we have. I'll get this camera tripod fixed before we have to do any live coverage. We will do any live coverage today if need be for any big storms that hit any population centers, and again tomorrow and on Thursday as well. Derek is also out chasing today with Frank, so they will probably live stream if they get into any exciting weather, so make sure you don't miss that on Facebook as well. That's why you hit see first, so things like live coverage and storm chasing, we don't have set times for when we go live, and Want more info? Give us a call, email us, or go on hailtrace.com. Click on the little intercom icon, lower right-hand corner of the screen. It's a blue circle with a speech bubble on it. All that can get in contact with us with any comments, questions, or concerns you may have. Questions about Fort Worth, Thursday is probably your best bet. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow at noon if we do not do any live coverage today. And if we do, I'll be back a little bit later. Keep an eye on your phone for those push notifications for when we are live. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll talk to you later.